Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the poor Yahweh, Washem, Yahushai, Washem, Makakodas. Call Halalim na Yahweh, Washem, Yahushai, Washem, Makakodas. That's the nation Hebrew, saying all praises to Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, in the name of the Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the God of the Bible. The world ignorantly calls Jehovah our God, and his son's true name in Hebrew is Yahushai. The world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I want to give the honors unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the brothers and more there, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth, to all that believe in this gospel. Shalom. This lesson, Nozil, entitled it, I'm not sure, with some regard to the sedition, that it's been so evident right now, as is written in the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, it says at the end it shall speak and not lie. The word tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And that vision, go back to a lot of the prophecies them, well, the main prophecy, the destruction of this wicked ass place, and it comes in various forms, plagues, the most sent upon the earth, and here we have an article from the Jamaica Observer, entitled Holness acknowledges persistent COVID measures could lead to civil unrest. And the Spirit, Yahushai, has been professing this to the earth, that there will be an uproar, there will be sedition among men, because what takes place is that the measures that's being implemented throughout the earth, you're going to have a rebellion, right? The scripture says, Revelation 12 verse 12, the devil coming down unto you, having great wrath, because he knew you about a short time. And for this same reason, people going to rebel. Not everybody will bow to the beast, the elect definitely will not, and the elect will not be participating in the riots, but you have designated spirits of the most you have in the world, if you actually set this place on fire, so to speak. And then you're going to have the military coming in, and it's going to be hell out there in the streets, right? But at the end of the day, it's prophecy, it's the things that is written. Alright, so let's go into this article. I don't think I read it still. Alright, Prime Minister Holness has acknowledged the likelihood of civil unrest in the country the longer the government is forced to implement and enforce COVID-19 restrictions to contain the spread of the coronavirus on the island. It is a very difficult position, the continued restrictions, because the most I put in between a rock and a hard place. Shapar from our camp always from the other day now, Spirit have been saying that everything them do from here on out, gonna be to their own detriment, right? As the scripture say, I put my call the spirit basically of air for enter into Egypt. Roughly paraphrase, I don't remember exactly, but basically say anything Egypt don't go fail, and these men trust in Egypt, trust in the so-called white man, trust in oppression, because them actually doing the bidding of the devil, or the so-called white race, the elites of them, and having the people, the mass, deceived that they are actually doing their own agenda, for get rid of this mysterious thing, right? But that's actually a deception, right? In the world right now, going back to prophecy, the devil deceived the whole world. Continue the article. It says, it is a very difficult position, the continued restrictions, for any government in a democracy to take, because it requires the government to impose on persons requirements and restrictions that infringe on individual rights, only stated, and people can only take so much more, so much and so much more, They're saying when people have nothing else to lose, them lose it. And people right now are reach a point of losing everything, because them say these restrictions is prevent people from losing them life, but people are lose them livelihood, and if you take one man bread, you basically kill him, as the scripture say. So again, people are saying, yo, better me take my chances with this so-called mysterious thing when I really see nobody are dead from myself and the recovery rate high, so people are saying, yo, fuck it, right? Me could take our chances. We don't want you dictate nothing to we, because again, them start feeling, right, the tribulation, right? He was speaking Monday during a COVID-19 press conference where he announced tighter measures including a shorter curfew and abandoning entertainment events over the next 3 weeks as part of measures to combat a surge in the new coronavirus cases that are threatening to overrun the country's hospitals. Which we know at the end of the day is all bullshit, right? These money just doing the bidding of the elites, the devil. But now let's go into the scriptures. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So man no longer care about the rules, and laws of society, because again, you will be no longer beneficial to follow them. It will be only oppressive, right? Because again, even the entertainment industry, for giving an example, a lot of Jake, make them money off of that, and if there's no entertainment, so to speak, no dance, no party, no round robin and them thing there, then them not no income. And if you not no income, you basically not no food. And if you not no food, you basically left for dead. So again, nobody now would just sit down and just roll over in them grave. You back a dog to a corner, there's only one reaction him have left. You have to bite at you. And that's a squeeze that them a try squeeze the people for do. Which we're seeing the reactions through the hurt. Because again, you go back to prophecy. You shall see what uproars of the people in the world. It's coming. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Say, brother, listen still does. Listen. This listen. And the measures where the CDC imposed to basically have green zone, I believe that's definitely in the US, for people who have high risk, for curtail people or quarantine people with high risk, of the C-19 thing, right? And I'll go back to a concentration camp, lockdowns, curfew, all of that, It says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So this is where it's coming to, right? And it says men shall be afraid when this thing, start get serious, because you have as scripture said, those that look out the windows be darkened, because people look and want to say, oh, what is over here now, and things seemingly only get worse, because they say, oh, then you used to say, oh, this too shall pass, but no, they must say, oh, no, this is the end, right? So man, I be afraid, they will not happen yet, right? Because cities ain't get destroyed yet, none of the state palm blaze for the most part as yet, right? But it's all coming. Morning. 19. They say, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So there's going to be a famine. People are sitting in the house and dead for hungry. Definitely not. That's by human nature. Them going to come out. And the other part is that the tribulation, the hell what basically bring upon the hurt. The The Most High definitely Yahweh Shem Shai is the main person for this year, but he might use the so-called white man, to bring forth these these punishments upon the world, and it's going to lead to the sedition, civil unrest, worldwide, and we see it brewing, even earlier. So basically, this the protests have reached Antigua, and the thing is, we see it a brew has said 2019 labeled year protests all over Europe, some places in America. 2020 Black Lives Matter protests that never really reached the Caribbean. I saw it in Jamaica, but that was the only Caribbean country I saw it in. Black Lives Matter protests, all states over America, all over Europe. Believe it was even in Asia, right? And now 2021 protests all over the world, and we see it right now reached the Caribbean now. I believe this is what, the third or fourth Caribbean country that's been in protests. So it show you that things are get worse. As the scripture says, let me see. Second Ezra 16 verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So it assures say, oh, this is actually the beginning, the initial stages, right? Because morning. Because basically it's just going to get worse as the days go by, until the complete destruction and the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, to deliver the elect, right? So half of us hold on tight, and watch the end of this world. As it's written, Esau is the end of this world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. But the scripture go on and say that which ye have hold fast till I come, so behold I come quickly. My reward is with me to give a man according as his work shall be. So brothers will believe, and their faithful sisters as well, keep believing, keep pushing. We're basically at the end of this place. We can see it now. We see the end as it's written, and the end is manifest, right? We see the end basically revealed right now. It's only a matter of time. I see them pushing this dirty water, we know the ship. We see them put whole heap of holes in it, for basically the ultimate agenda, is to market the beast, which is the market ship. Once that's put on the scene and made mandatory, full orchestrated end, is basically that's when the rock start roll down the hill. Now they right at a cliff, a rock, and then soon and very soon, all the dominoes will start fall, So hope this is so the fun until they out there. Of course, giving up praise to for how about Shem Shai, about Shem Kakadash. The one is unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And Shalom to go full like Shalom.